Greetings, sports fans. ASMR Sports here. Alright, today we've got something kind of unique, I guess. I wanted to do something on vintage basketball because things are just going nuts with vintage basketball right now, and I've got, like a decent bit of it. I don't really have anything that I want to open today. Although I guess I could have opened something, but like I've been having the feeling like I can't open anything because, you go to sleep one night and the next day, like, boxes of 90 Fleer basketball are worth 10 times what they were when you went to bed. So it's a bit, I don't know, nerve-wracking to open things these days, but I've got enough stuff to kind of show you guys that I think this will be a, relatively decent video. Even if we don't open anything. It's got a lot of stuff, but there is a method to the madness. Okay. I'm trying to think what order I want to do this in. Alright. First thing I want to just say is these piles right here are the last three, each of these stacks are the last three vintage basketball variety boxes on hotcardboard.com. This is kind of a public service announcement. I've been noticing that I guess I had 36 of these when I started out. I had them. They were kind of sitting around for a while, but lately I've been selling a lot of them, and this video will help you understand why. I've been selling a lot of them. Also, why, if you are wanting yourself a good deal, you should definitely buy one of these. And again, there's only 3 of them left. I could almost, well, not really. I couldn't really reproduce this. A lot of the stuff in here I have plenty of, but some things like this 92 basketball and this 95 basketball I don't really have any more of, so I couldn't make any more of this particular version of the vintage basketball box. But if there's interest, I very well may try to do a similar but different vintage basketball box. However, let me tell you what's going on here. By the way, not too long ago, maybe like a week and a half ago, I did a video of me opening one of these, which I hope I reflected on my stock count on hotcardboard.com. I will check to make sure so I don't oversell these, but this is kind of a good intro to why I decided to do this video. So this right here is a pack of 1990 Fleer basketball, and this is one of many products, but perhaps the most surprising product that has skyrocketed in value in the last 3 weeks. Every single day kind of going up more and more. Almost, not really, but boxes of this stuff. Like when the Jordan documentary came out, I have the camera kind of zoomed out, so I may just keep it that way and kind of hold things a little closer when I want to show you. But okay, let me start this way. A year ago, for a box of this stuff, you might have paid $20, $30. I happened to get a bunch of boxes maybe a year or so before the pandemic, and I think I paid probably $10 a box. Well, right now as we sit here, if you have a box of this stuff and you send it into to get wrapped by BBCE where they look at the packs and just make sure they haven't been tampered with, and that's what I did with like pretty much all of my boxes of this stuff except the ones that I opened to make this, and I also opened some just for fun like a long time ago. But everything else I sent in, and everything I sent in was good. So I know all the stuff I got is legit, wrapped, authentic, because it was all from the same place. So in any event, if you send one of these boxes in to get wrapped, it will sell for $350 right now. Which makes these packs worth about like $9 in some sense, $9.50 we'll say. And at some point I was selling individual packs of these on hotcardboard.com just because I had a few left over from opening a box and then opening like some of the cards, I think, on a video or something. I think I was just kind of opening them for fun, and I was giving them away, and anyways, they were basically like kind of worthless. But I was selling those for like $1 or $2 some, but now these are like $9.50. I don't know if the price on these has gone up. These packs also have gone up in value, not quite as much, but I bought a bunch of boxes of this stuff for like, I think I paid like $4 or $5 a box, and I knew a guy at a card show like maybe 2 years ago had like about a half a case of this stuff. Actually, it's more like 3/4 of a case, and he kept like hauling it to these card shows I would go every month. The poor guy. And he knew I was a kind of a junk wax guy, so I'd always be very interested in that stuff, and eventually we struck a deal. And I'm sure I paid again like $4 or $5 a box. I mean, this stuff was like, couldn't give this away at that time, or really any time between then and like when this stuff came out. But anyways, now I looked these guys up, the boxes of this stuff. If you get it wrapped by Baseball Card Exchange, these boxes are going for $75 to $100. So it makes each of these packs worth like basically about $3, $2.50, something like that. So that's a pretty big increase. And I haven't looked at these prices, but these guys, which when I opened one of these variety vintage boxes, I got a Jordan base card. Unfortunately, had a dinged corner, but that card and that one I got was like dead centered, man. That thing was a beauty. Actually, I think I brought it over. This little stack here is the cards I got from when I opened a vintage variety box, and this is the Jordan. That centering is effing like the most perfect centering I've ever seen in my life on a card like this. A 89 oops, but you see it's got that bad corner. But other than that, this thing would have totally been a 10. Easy 10. Easiest 10 of my life. This thing as a 10 goes for $500. So, that little corner. I don't know, whatever the hell it would be with that corner, it might be an 8. I'm sure it goes for like $40 or something. Which, hey, not bad. And the grading actually on these older cards is not too bad. I think it's, God, how much is it? I think it's like $10 or $12 or something. This card I also pulled from that box, and this card in PSA 10 is going for $975. And this is a little off center, so I know it went to 10, and it's also got a little print defect right there. But the main thing is it's got a little bump in the side there, which is like crazy because I don't think anything else in that pack was bumped up. So I really got owned in that box. But anyways, I wanted to bring those back and just kind of give you some of the pricing info. But you can, if you get, and again, these sets are so small, you're gonna get 3-4 Jordans in every box, and so there's plenty of Jordans left besides that one I got. But these packs I'm sure are going up in value too, and you get 2 of those. And then anyways, the price I had on these and still have on these over at Hot Cardboard is $22.95 which, when you consider the appreciation of the products in this box, like since I first started selling these, this is like a huge, huge value, guys. I think if you added up the packs, now they probably would be worth twice as much. And when I put the $22.95 price on these packs, I was just basically seeing what the boxes were worth, dividing by the number of packs in the box, and then that was the price of the the whole thing. I added all that up. So basically, $22.95 reflects the value of those packs, at eBay pricing. Back when I made that thing, which was like 2, 3, 4 months ago, something like that. So anyways, if you're smart, you'll go and buy one of those, but I suspect probably as soon as this gets posted, anybody who's got, a little bit of money burning a hole in their pocket will just go and buy all 3 of those. So apologies if you missed out on that. I will probably try to get another one going, and it will definitely not be $22.95 because I'll just do the same thing where I figure out the price, of everything on eBay and then kind of add it up. Alright, so that's one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to show you also. I'm gonna show a lot of things, but I'm gonna kind of try to go. Well, I'm not gonna go in chronological order. This is just this is one of those boxes I was mentioning. This is a 90 Fleer basketball box, one of like 10 or 12 that I ordered. Well, I didn't order actually. Got from a guy off of a forum. It was actually off the Collectors Universe forum, that's the company that owns PSA. There's a forum they do where you can buy, sell, and trade. And so this was like, this was like a while ago, like probably 3 years ago. I was, trying to buy up stuff like this, like junk wax. And there was one guy who had a bunch, and I bought like a ton of boxes from him. And this was included in a bunch of other cool stuff that actually ended up being quite valuable. Was in that, but anyways, I got these. I sent these off to Baseball Card Exchange, like I've done with a lot of my older boxes. Because hey, why not? It costs like $8 for them to look at this, and they look at the packs, and do a pretty good assessment of everything, and it's pretty good deal. $8 is like the minimum price for a box, and basically if your box is worth less than $100 or $100 or less, based on the price that Baseball Card Exchange would buy it for, which is much less than retail, then it's $8. So you could probably have like a box that retails for $200, $300, and it would cost you $8. But this is, when I sent this in, clearly was a box worth the minimum or under the minimum for that $8, and so that's what it cost me to grade one of these. So again, yeah, these are now worth about $350 on eBay, and I've got quite a few of them. Speaking of which, I'm starting to kind of list some older stuff on hotcardboard.com. I haven't had a lot of vintage on there, but I'm starting to get that going. And I've just got a few things I added like on Friday, and we'll try to add more by the time this gets posted. This box is another one that is just skyrocketed in price in the past couple of weeks, and I think actually what is like the sort of domino effect of the first domino affecting all of this stuff is the 86 Fleer basketball set and the 86 Fleer Jordan rookie card, because there have been some gigantic sales of like the PSA 10 of that card at $200,000. I actually think that's like really cheap. I think those things are going to be pushing like $500,000 by the summer, and by the end of the year, who knows? Gary V says it's going to be worth $1 million. That's pretty high because there's a fair number of those out there, but Jordan is Jordan, and that's the card of him. So plenty of other cards are going like stupid, like modern cards of like Giannis Antetokounmpo, and there's Lucas that are selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So why not Jordan going to $1 million? You know, I think it's entirely possible, but we will see. But anyways, that card has gotten so valuable that the unopened product for 86 Fleer has gotten so valuable that everybody else is going like, okay, well, what else can I get that has Jordans in it? Well, you can get 88 Fleer, 89 Fleer, 90 Fleer, and so on. And they all have Jordans. And so consequently, the unopened stuff from all the 80s, now the early 90s for Fleer, and plenty of other brands, but I'm only talking about kind of Fleer mostly in this video, have gone up in value. So this box right here, this is actually kind of a beauty. This is from a sealed case, and I actually sent in the whole case that I got of this stuff. I actually bought this, it was like during the pandemic. Yeah, it was actually like well after the Last Dance documentary, which was this, like, I don't know what it was, like 6-part documentary, I think, maybe 5, 6, something like that. And it was a multi-part documentary on Michael Jordan. It got a ton of people interested in Jordan cards, all of that stuff. All the products with Jordan in it kind of, went through the roof, and all of his cards went up, like, before, during, and after that documentary came out. But then, after it was out for a couple months, some stuff started to cool down, including stuff like this 89 Fleer. So I said to myself, well, you know what, maybe things will cool down forever, but seems unlikely. Jordan's Jordan. And I was like, all right, I've always loved this set. I've actually bought several boxes of this, like, since it came out. Mostly when I kind of got back into collecting a little bit, back in like, God, when was that? Probably about like the early 2000s. I bought a few boxes of this stuff, opened it up. And anyway, so I had a hunch. So I went and bought a case of this stuff. Ended up getting it for like dirt cheap compared to even what it was selling for at that time. It was about $4,000 I paid for it. Kind of got a good deal from somebody. Anyways, it was a sealed case. I sent it in. All the boxes, got wrapped and sent back to me. So at that time, boxes were about, $350, $400. And a case has 12 boxes. So yeah, I sent that in. It came back. Just kind of was sitting on my shelves. Well, all of a sudden, this like second wave of interest in older basketball comes along. Long story short, these today are going for about $1,500, $1,600. There was a sale today, which is I think the 30th of January. There was a sale today for $2,000, $1,999 for one of these boxes, and I have 12 of them right now. So that's just crazy town. I don't know if that'll hold. I'm sure that'll dip a little bit at some point, but I don't know. I don't think you're ever going to get those like dirt cheap again. The same year as those are these 89 hoops, and again, 2 packs of these are in those variety boxes. If I haven't convinced everybody to go and try to get those last 3 yet. But these boxes now I think are, gosh, they're probably about 100, wrapped like this. And that's pretty cheap considering, again, the same year. And you can get basically the same cards in that Fleer box. That's 2,000, so, this is 100. It reminds me a lot of 1989 football products. 89 score football is a pretty rare issue. And there's Troy Aikman rookies, there's Barry Sanders rookies, there's like a few other Hall of Fame rookies in there. Those are the big ones. But those boxes right now are super expensive. I think they're like $1,500 a piece. But there's a sort of similar set from the same year. It's got all the same rookies. It's called Pro Set. It's actually Series 2 of that has all the same rookies. And those boxes sell for, they're like under $100 a piece, I think, unwrapped. So like, yeah, sometimes It's weird, you know, it's not necessarily the player that drives it, it's the perceived desirability of the set overall. So I wanted to show that. And I was actually looking at kind of PSA 10 graded prices for some of the singles that come out of these products, and noticing that pretty much if you get a PSA 10 of like a big star from any of these products from the late 80s, early 90s, they're worth, you know, getting graded. So I want to look through all my basketball singles from that era, and what I've got here is kind of everything that looked like centered to me I pulled out. So I'm going to give these a close examination under you know, magnifying glass. Oh, actually I see that corner is rocked. I think that, yeah, so I'm going to take that out. So anyways, I just went and pulled all the stars. I'm going to go through these and possibly look to submit these. So this is the 89 Fleer. These are the boxes that are going for $1,500 or $1,600 to $2,000 a piece. I've opened a ton of this stuff, and it's a very low production quality product. Like the edges are often kind of, you know, jagged, like it was cut with something that wasn't very sharp. Centering is god awful, but I picked a few things I thought maybe could be PSA 9s, and with this set in particular, a 9 is probably still well worth getting graded. This is the 1990 Fleer, more 89 Fleer. This is some of the 91 Fleer, which I should really put in sleeves, which I'll do now. I just want to kind of give you a sample of, you know, what the cards look. Oh god, dang it, these are thick sleeves. Always do that. It's like my calling card on this video, these videos. So anyways, I hope nobody's dying of boredom, but actually that's kind of the point of this channel, isn't it? Get you nice and like sleepy and relaxed. So, I can tell I'm not gonna like these sleeves, especially for these older cards. I'll get corners. Man, I'm gonna have to start clipping the effing corners. Pain in the nuts. You can't see it, but I'm cutting the sleeve here. So I'm gonna, Jesus, this is why I don't like. Alright, I do not have a scissors, so I'm just gonna not sleeve these right now. So again, these are cards I just kind of pulled from basically my monster boxes of like, I have a monster box that's all like Hall of Famers for all the sports, and so I have a lot of this kind of stuff in it for all the sports, like stuff from the 80s and 90s. So I thought I would just show. That's 91 Fleer card, so that comes out of this guy. Pippins. Some old Shaq. And when I was a kid, and basketball was not yet like a sport that people collected in cards, I went to card shows because I knew the basketball Beckett was going to be coming out eventually. So this was like, I don't know, 1990 or so. And I bought up like any kind of older basketball I could find, and these are the kind of cards I got. So it's a Jack Sikma rookie. Walt Frazier, like one of his later cards. Another Frazier. Anyway, so that's just some kind of stuff I'm gonna. So I pulled these. These are in my kind of review for grading pile, which actually has a crap load of cards in right now because I also went through my Acuna and Soto cards to pull what could be graded from those, and or what should be reviewed for grading. Ended up being a lot of cards. That stuff is also going nuts. Maybe I'll do a video on Soto and Acuna someday, soon. And then over here is a stack of cards I've pulled from my grade pile. So this is these aren't Card Saver 1s. They're basically in queue to go to PSA for grading. So this is a 93, I think. Superstars insert. These are from 91 Archives, I believe. No, this is like 94 Archives, sorry. And it's, Jordan and kind of the 84 Topps baseball design, which is kind of cool. I sent one of these, maybe two of them in before. They're at PSA, and these I held back because I didn't think they were quite perfect, but now I'm kind of like, they're close enough that they might get 10s. And as 9s, they're decently valuable. This is also a card that I kind of declined to submit before. It's definitely not 10 because it's off center, left, or right. It's got a little printer spot right there. But again, a 9 because that's a 10. This is like a $700 card now. So actually, I looked these up. Some of them are going for $800 now. So as a 9, it's going to be worth the $10 I spent grading it. That's a Sean Kemp that looked really nice to me. That certainly could be a 10. And this is a 88 Fleer Jordan that I pulled from a pack not 2 months ago. Actually, no, that was a long time ago. That was like 6-7 months ago that I opened this, I think. And that was when this card was like going bonkers in value. It's gold way off since then. But I feel like these could go up again. But I pulled this from a pack recently, like in modern times. And this was part of an entire box of this stuff that I've had for the past like 15 years. 20 years maybe. No, more like 15. And this, little note on here says Magic Johnson sticker on the back. This is actually a really beautiful pack. This is a PSA 9, which is pretty much, I feel like, almost the highest you can ever expect to get on a wax pack from the 80s. Like, you just don't see any 10s really ever. Because, there's so many, I mean, it's every wax pack is going to have like some wrinkles to it and stuff like that, so it's like they just don't give out 10s. So anyways, this was one of the packs. This was probably one of the best looking packs because I looked through that box, tried to find the best looking pack. I sent it in. This was many years ago I did this. Because I didn't know if that box was legit or not. I, really had no way to know or to tell, and I bought it off eBay like, again, 15 years ago, so I had no idea if it was legit, the packs were legit or not. So I sent this in for grading, it came back, and then I knew the whole box was likely good, and I just sort of held on to the 35 other packs and this one for many, many years. And then 6 months or so ago, I had to make a decision about whether I didn't have to, but I decided to make a decision about whether I should try to, like, maybe crack this thing out of its holder, put it back in the box, and send the whole box to be wrapped, or try to grade like individual packs in that box. So I went with the latter, and those packs are off and grading now, and I actually just got an update like this past week saying they were in grading. And so I think I will have those done relatively soon, maybe in the next few weeks. So that'll be cool. I'll definitely do a video on that. But this pack is going for $1,000 right now, and it's one of 36 packs in that box. The entire box if I had wrapped that, sent it in, got it BBCE wrapped, Baseball Card Exchange wrapped, that would be worth, as of right now today, those boxes are going for about $10,000 to $14,000. Which is crazy. I bought that box for like $200 15 years ago. Now you may say, well, wow, $14,000. That's a lot of money. You should have sent the whole box in. But if this is one of 36 packs and it's going for $1,000, you can see how it's certainly possible to make more doing the individual packs. Possible, not guaranteed, but possible. But what you do with these packs is you can see, again, because I had Magic Johnson sticker on that, you can just see, like you can just, I don't know if you can tell really well, but yeah, like you can see the words on there through the wax paper, and again, I could tell like who this was by just looking at the back. This is only like a 12 card all-star set, the stickers. And so, there's a limited number of options it could be, and you just find, the one it looks closest to based on the words that you can see. Like, there's the few words you can see, you can figure out who it is. So what you do is you look at all of them, and when you send these in, you can say, it's a 88 Fleer wax pack with a Magic Johnson sticker back. I didn't really know that at the time that I did this, so that's why this doesn't say Magic Johnson sticker back. But anyways, I did do that when I sent the rest of them in. And there were 3 Michael Jordan cards, 3 packs with Michael Jordan stickers on the back. And so those will be, notated on that when they grade them. And I looked up the prices on, this is a 9, but if you can get a PSA 8 pack, which is kind of the most common grade for packs, that's probably what most of them will come back. I'm sure most of them will be 8s. I'll get a few 7s and maybe 1 or 2 9s out of those 34 I sent in, because I opened one on a video I actually did for my other channel, the Sports Card Show. But anyways, if you get a PSA 8, so 1 less than this, and it's got Jordan sticker on the back, those things sell right now on eBay for $1,150. And this pack, again, with no Jordan sticker on it, goes for $1,000. Actually, it might go for a slight premium because of the Magic Johnson sticker on the back. I think Johnson, Bird, and Jordan, kind of the ones that go for a premium, with the Jordan going like super premium. But anyways, if this PSA 9 pack had a Jordan on the back, well, then it's a $2,500 pack. So you get a lot of possibilities, and a PSA 88 Fleer pack like this, a PSA 8 with nothing special, on the sticker on the back. Those right now go for $500 to $550. So even if I got nothing but those, and you sent in 36 packs, you're talking about $18,000, right? Well, the highest the box is going, those for $14,000. Well, I already got this pack out of that box. This is worth $1,000. Each of those Jordan packs is going to be worth $1,150, and I've got 3 of them. So I'm thinking doing the grading by pack was a smart move. I mean, the total value out of all the packs I get out of that, by the time I get them all back, could be as high as like $18,000 to $20,000, which is kind of insane, but it is what it is. And those prices are going up and up every day, so God knows by the time I get them back what they might be worth. Alright, the last thing I want to show you is the money shot. I've shown this on some other videos before, but this is kind of the crux of vintage basketball, or late 80s vintage basketball. So in here is a PSA graded pack that I have owned for, I think, just a little over a year. Might be not even. Actually, when I bought this, I'm pretty sure I bought this on the Black Friday sales from 2020. I think that's, man, I don't know. That seems like, I mean, that was like 4 or 5 months ago. God, I don't know. I feel like I've had this longer. So, in here is a single pack of the Big Kahuna of, I have a little note on here I'm going to take off. The Big Kahuna of 80s basketball. Well, I'm just going to leave it in the wrapper because it's taped up there. I don't really want to deal with it, but this is a PSA 8 1986 Fleer wax pack. I paid, actually I'm just going to show you this sticker because I have a note on here that's relevant, but so this is an order number, which won't mean anything to you, but this DA is just means I got it from Dave and Adams. Wish I would put the date of that order though, so I would know for sure when I got this, but I paid $1,169 for this pack, which at the time felt like, oh boy, one pack. But I just figured, you know what, I'm probably not going to buy a box of this stuff ever. Although lately I've been thinking, like, you know, I feel like there's no way that's not going up in valuable. So why not just get a mortgage and buy it and sell it 2 years or twice the price? I mean, you could have done that a year ago and you'd be sitting real nice right now. But anyways, I just bought this one pack for whatever, $1,170. And I looked at the back, it's Isaiah Thomas, as also indicated on that sticker. So this is kind of my one piece of 86 Fleer basketball. And I'm very glad I bought it because the last sale of this kind of pack in PSA 8 on eBay was $5,300. So, yeah, the pack has gone up like almost 5 times in value since I bought it, like, pretty sure like half a year ago. So, that's pretty amazing. I wish I had bought like 10 of them, but that would have been like $10,000. And was I prepared mentally to spend $10,000 on this kind of stuff back then? No, I was not. But it's funny, you have that experience, and it sort of makes you, you know, much more ready to pull the trigger on like a really big sale if you truly believe something makes sense. And there's actually one thing I'm thinking of buying right now. I'll just tell you because there's not really, you know, I don't know, maybe you'll go out and corner the market, but there's actually not really, you can't buy these things right now very easily, what I'm about to talk about. But I think it's an area, or it's a product that I might go and make a splurge on. But one thing you did not see any of in today's video of all this vintage basketball stuff is a pack or a box or even a single of 87 Fleer basketball, and that is a very interesting set because while it doesn't really have any decent rookie cards in it, it does have the second year Jordan, and that's, you know, probably much better than any rookie card that might have been in there. I think there's a Detlef Schrempf and a Brad Daugherty, if I can recall from my childhood days of collecting that stuff, rookie card in there. But other than that, it's just that Jordan second year, and then all the great Hall of Famers like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Patrick Ewing, and so on. But anyways, I don't have any unopened of that stuff, and I've wanted to get some for a very long time, but I just haven't pulled the trigger. And like when I bought that case of 89 Fleer basketball, I started thinking, gosh, you know what, I should maybe think about getting that 87 Fleer basketball box, because the guy that I bought the 89 Fleer case from actually had a box of 87 Fleer basketball, and I knew that because he had it on eBay, and I'm sure I could have gotten a deal on it because, you know, I knew him directly, so I could just go and save him the eBay fees. I didn't do it, and I really regret it because those boxes have only really doubled in price since then. But what is a sort of, a well-known secret is that 87 Fleer basketball is actually rarer than 86 Fleer basketball, because when 86 Fleer basketball came out, nobody wanted to buy that stuff. I mean, nobody, because nobody collected basketball cards. Everybody wanted baseball. Nobody wanted football cards either, or hockey. All that stuff was like just, distant second place to baseball. It's not like it was today, where all the sports really have a lot of collectors and there's a lot of value being tossed around. So in '86, when Fleer came out with that basketball product, and mind you, that was the first basketball product since 1981, which was the last time Topps put out any kind of basketball products. There was like several years, 82, 83, 84, 85, where nobody made basketball cards. There were no basketball cards except for, these small kind of regional issues. So 86 Fleer basketball was a dud of a product when that came out. Nobody was buying it. Nobody gave a crap about Jordan rookie cards. It was like, I don't know, it was like having it's funny, I was going to say it's like having like a rookie card of Hulk Hogan, but guess what's going bonkers right now? It's Hulk Hogan rookie cards, if you can believe that. But, it's like, okay, everybody's heard of Jordan, but nobody wants this card. Like, nobody's serious about basketball cards. They don't have any value, right? Everyone wants Greg Jeffries rookie cards. So, anyways, 86 Fleer basketball was a dud, and if you talk to, like, dealers who were around in that time, they will tell you, man, they sat on cases of that stuff for years and years and years until eventually they just had to, like, clearance it, like My Little Pony stickers or something that they overbought from their distributor. So Fleer said, we're not going to make that mistake again. We're going to really cut production. And so 87 Fleer basketball was said to be significantly less produced than 86 Fleer. And 86 Fleer, again, it's the hottest thing on earth. It's super expensive. It almost seems like you can't, it's impossible to find. But 87 Fleer basketball is most people think, like, got about half as much out there. So just in terms of rarity, it's a really interesting product. And then by 88 they started to kind of produce a fair bit more, and then 89 a ton more. In 1990, Fleer basketball, they just ran the effing presses. I mean, that stuff was so all over the place. And again, until like basically the last 7-8 months, that stuff was pretty much worthless, and people had cases and cases and cases of it. I think a lot of people are holding on to it now too, so it's like there's not a ton of it out in the market. I mean, compared to some things, there certainly is a ton of it. But anyways, that was why it's so surprising that 90 Fleer is worth anything, because there's just so much of it, and everybody's been sitting on a ton of it for many years. But a lot of people are opening it now, trying to get those PSA 10 Jordans and send them in. So there's getting to be less of it, but again, 87 Fleer basketball, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, I think would make a smart move. Whether or not I'll actually pull the trigger on any of that depends on if I can find any, because that's the sort of thing it's hard to find, even if you want to spend whatever, $16,000, $20,000 on a box. I looked on eBay right now. The only 2 boxes of 87 Fleer basketball on there are listed for over $100,000, and that's ridiculous because it's not worth that much, at least not yet, but it easily could be in 5-6 months. So I think they're just putting it on there with that price because they want to get some offers, or they're just like, I know it's going to be worth that much in 6 months, so I'm just going to wait until it hits that price, and then it'll sell, and then rest is history. All right, well, so that's what I've got to say about vintage basketball, which is really more like 80s basketball and not really vintage, because there is like 50s and 60s and 70s basketball too. But in any event, I wanted to do a video because I just been thinking about the basketball, like this era of basketball, a ton lately, and I wanted to kind of share some thoughts on that with everybody. So there you have it. Alright, well, thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'm going to try to get this posted tomorrow, which is Sunday, and then I think that I want to announce that I'm going to do a live stream on Thursday evening, which is like February 4th. I'd like to do a live stream at the usual time, 8 p.m. Central. So if you want to start kind of planning to hang out during that, that'll be great. If you want me to open anything for you purchased from Hot Cardboard, please let me know. Just place an order and then shoot me a note at info@hotcardboard.com, and I'll be happy to do an opening for you. We had some good fun in the last live stream, so Thursday night, plan for that, 8 p.m. Central, February 4th, and we will see you all then. Alright, thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed, and we will catch you all later. Bye now.